So in this video I'm gonna be breaking down exact strategy I used to help my guy Temi Lowry go from making 5k a month to now doing over 37.5 thousand pounds in contracts in revenue in just these last 4 weeks. To be fair, there are just two simple action steps that pretty much any business owner can do. So yeah, two simple action steps, and yeah, I highly advise you go at least consider implementing them after watching this video, because I found out that it's been working hella crazy. And if we manage to go from 5k to 37.5k in just these last 4 weeks, yeah, I don't see why you couldn't do the same. And for some reason many business owners are just either not doing it or doing it incorrectly. So the first thing I did was simply I started tracking everything. I just started tracking everything. And what I mean by that is literally every single message, every single lead in my pipeline is added into the Pro CRM that I'm gonna get to later in this video. Just so you can take a quick look at this. This is a Pro CRM I'm talking about with a bunch of these different sheets. But yeah, like I said, I'm gonna get to that a little bit later in the video. So whether you're doing a cold outreach or you have many inbound leads, maybe every single lead must be added to that CRM. I mean, not particularly to that one, but to your CRM. In this specific scenario, let's say you're struggling with getting high quality leads for yourself, and what you're doing to fix that is just a basic Instagram cold outreach to the potential prospects, of course. So the first thing you must be doing is sending at least 40 messages. No, not 40. Actually, at least 50 messages a day is what you need to be sending consistently, of course, if you want to see the proper progress. This is a volumes game, boys, and by smashing those numbers day in and day out, you make it unreasonable for yourself not to be successful. And now, after tracking every single message or tracking the replies, I was able to find out what might be wrong, and based on that I was just able to make the improvements where they needed to be done, which of course led us to generating the revenue I previously mentioned, 37.5k pounds in just 4 weeks. Just think about it. That's why I said that two action steps are pretty simple. Only by tracking things we managed to get this far. For example, tracking the opening. We've been using a certain message before, and by tracking how many have we sent and how many replies did we get, we were able to tell if the message needs some fixing. So let me show you one quick example right here besides this Pro CRM with a bunch of different leads that we're having. So B2B openings testing. This is just a copy I made before recording this video, so you can have a slightly better idea. So there are a bunch of these different openings. So simply what you do is just, let's say, yo, name, would you be opposed to hearing how I might be able to triple your sales every month with a fully automated done-for-you system? You send it to 100 guys, 100 leads, and let's say you get 20 replies. It automatically calculates it for you right here, and the response rate is 20%. And now, if the response rate wasn't that good, what we did was just, like I said, we were making the improvements where they needed to be made, and we just added it once again here and started tracking it all over again. And it's actually pretty simple, as well as the fact that that's key if you want to be successful. Testing everything is the key. Testing, tracking, those kinds of things, that's what actually separates you from just being an average business owner that's probably a slave to his business. So yeah, like I was saying, at that time our reply rate was very good, maybe 70 to 75%, which is genuinely amazing, meaning that out of 100 messages we were sending, about 70 potential prospects have actually replied. Now imagine how amazing that was. But of course, don't get me wrong, we didn't always have such a good reply rate. What we did was exactly this that I showed you. You know, we made it this good, the opening, I'm talking about the opening. We made the opening this good simply because we were testing. You use some specific message to outreach, just take your opening line and send it to about 200 people, let's say. And you see the reply rate, you see that maybe it's not very good, then you just slightly fix it, make some slight changes and repeat the process again. Send, test, fix if necessary, and so on and so on. That's how you improve the reply rate. So one main takeaway from this is pretty much test, improve, test again, track, test, improve. Actually, it's test, track, improve, test again, and repeat the whole process all over again. It's pretty simple. And like I said, only that small detail is what's gonna separate you. And now, of course, that's only the first step of your sales process, getting the reply, you know. After getting a reply, you or your setter, preferably, I hope that you have some setters just so you can manage the workload, you or your setter preferably will have the conversations with all the prospects in your pipeline, where either you or him will qualify them, gain their interest, send a VSL if you have any, I hope you do, and then proceed to just book a call. Same thing as with these replies rates and everything that you're retesting can be done with other steps of your sales process. So you can literally track every single step of your sales funnel. For example, if you check your CRM, this one, and you see a bunch of VSLs sent. So it might seem that we have a bunch of VSLs sent, but it's actually crazy that this is nothing compared to the amount of leads that actually got back to us and the amount of leads that we actually managed to close. So like I was saying, check your CRM and see a bunch of VSL sent, but most of them didn't get back to you after watching the video, or maybe they started ghosting, whatever it is. And now you can realize that the VSL is probably not good enough. VSL needs to be massively improved because it's currently not serving its purpose, which is obviously gaining the interest in the potential prospects. And that's why just tracking the things such as VSL sent, Calendly sent, I don't know, positive responses, leads, qualified, whatever, that's why just tracking those things can get you far ahead of your competitors who are maybe not tracking it. Tracking the data reveals exactly where your problem lies, so then you can just go on and fix it, you know. Pretty much that was the first action step for you that I was, and of course that I still am doing for Temi. And now let's move on to the second step. The second step of the process, which is literally just diving into the Pro CRM a bit more. But before I do, I want to mention one very useful thing to maximize everything even more, and that is this. This is a daily reports channel. At the end of every day, what I was doing was reporting all the things that happened that day. As you can see on the example here, things such as inbounds replied, 71, follow-ups done, just 10 for that day, booked calls or even close to booking is what helped us get a better idea on what steps to take in the next few days. For instance, let me just put it this so you can get a slightly better idea. Combining the Pro CRM that I just showed you, where we have a section called Calendly Sent right here, this section right here called Calendly Sent, and combining that one with the information right here about having around 15 leads close to booking, we were able to put more of our focus on exactly those guys so they actually proceed with booking the call. You know, of course we weren't that pushy because that's just you raising the red flag, but we were actually putting more focus onto them compared to some other guys that are maybe not that far ahead in our sales process. And now when I covered this one very simple step but very important, I want to get into this CRM because this is the most important thing about being actually a successful business owner. So this CRM right here enabled us to do about, I'd say, surely about 2,000 follow-ups in total in the past month. The thing is that your leads don't have to buy immediately. People buy from people they know, like, and trust. That's one very important thing here. People buy from people they know, like, and trust. These are the three boxes that you must tick if you wanna proceed with actually closing a certain lead, you know. Like I said, they don't need to buy from you immediately, but they buy from people they know, like, and trust. So in your first encounter with the prospect, maybe he doesn't feel like trusting you, which is, you know, completely fine. It's completely fine. And for that reason, I would highly advise you having some sort of free value. Take a look at this. This sheet right here is called long-term follow-up. It's called long-term follow-up. So what we do with it is we add people in here that, like I said, don't trust us. And the standard procedure with them is send them free value, because Temi thankfully has put a lot of his time and effort into creating a bunch of free resources through YouTube, through free trainings, whatever. And then after we gain their trust, I go into this CRM right here, type their username, which is this one, obviously Jimmy Collins, I don't know, Skiver, whatever, Jake Bold. I type their username in the search bar in IG and check on them at the date of the follow-up. What I usually use is something along the lines of, hey bro, how are you getting on with the free training? And after he replies, I just have a call with him and see if he trusts us more now compared to the time before. And I try to check if he trusts us more now with getting involved in our program actually. And one very good thing about these follow-ups is that this Pro CRM right here, when the date arrives, so let's say today is what, 18th? Yes, I think it's 18th, right? Yeah, it's 18th of June. So the date arrives, let's say today, this bracket right here is gonna go green, which indicates that the follow-up date is for today. And of course, if it goes red, it means I missed the follow-up date, which generally I did, and I need to do it as soon as I finish recording this video. But what I was saying, just think about it. You don't need to make them buy now. That's the main point. But what you need to do is make them buy eventually. If you start rushing the things, the lead is gonna feel all the red flags you're raising and you're gonna be left with nothing. And instead, sometimes just be patient and treat the lead with some free resources, and then after some time, all you gotta do is take his cash, because he's gonna be nurtured and literally ready to buy. If you initially show the empathy and understanding for your lead that's maybe, like I said, not ready to buy from the first call, or I don't know, maybe even second call for whatever reason, he's gonna respect you. And I'm talking from my own experience. The amount of leads we managed to close that way was insane. And that's how you gain trust, by treating the leads respectfully while also nurturing them with the free value. This is something you must start doing if you still haven't, because this is what's gonna make the difference between your income now and your income in the next 2 or 3 months, let's say. So yeah, these are just 2-3 simple changes I made, and for every business owner watching this, you can easily start your sales team and implement the exact same things I've covered today. Tons of businesses are currently in a position where they have everything built up, but they're unsure how to actually leverage that with the correct tools and management to scale them up to multiple 5 figures every month, let's say, in their revenue. Or maybe on the other hand, I've seen some other businesses maybe having a brilliant offer, literally a gold mine of the offer, but they're struggling to get the attention they want through personal brands, through free communities, VSLs. There are tons of the things that play an important role, you know. However, with just these little changes, like the ones I mentioned today, we can make a business, or you, as a business owner, your life is gonna be a whole less stressful, as well as you'll be having a whole lot more profit. You know, your business will be a lot more profitable. And if you feel like you'd maybe like to get more help with this, if you feel like this idea of having sales team managed for you is good, if you feel like it's good, if you feel the idea of utilizing all of the things I mentioned here, like VSLs, CRMs, etc., or if you maybe have them but you feel it could be better, just feel free to reach out to me on my IG down below in the description, and yeah, let's see what's wrong pretty much. Or if you don't feel like it, you can just watch some of my previous videos where I dive into these things a little bit more deeper. Anyways, thanks for watching. I won't be wasting any much of your time, and start using this please, and yeah, see you in the next video. Keep grinding.